Okay, so this was a really nice win in DCA. We actually the uh, needed to win this one in points because we were behind on total destruction. I'll show you kind of what happened here. Up on City 1, so I made a mistake here early. Can blame it on a lot of things, but it was just a mistake here. So air was the right approach, and I was bringing air in. As usual, dropped my 2 rages. Everything's going good. And then here I dropped the 3rd rage, and there's the problem. That hound hadn't popped yet. Sure enough, as soon as it pops, all my drags start backtracking. They're heading the wrong way. So I held off on that last rage to right now. That rage is absolutely fading. So right now is where I need the rage. And it's too late. I'm hitting the town hall, but without the rage, I don't have quite enough to get it done. So a delay on that rage, had I seen the hound, would have got the 2nd star there. Still got 1, so it wasn't a total loss, but got us into a bit of trouble there. Yeah. So this one, so I think Reaver had a rather weird mix here. He actually had 24 archers in this one, and punched through nicely to the center with quad quake. Gets right on the town hall, takes it out, but at this point he's only in the high 30s. But luckily he does have the 24 archers left, so he has to get rid of these skeletons that are running around, causing a bit of trouble, takes care of them, picks off some of the outside buildings, and has just enough to get there at the end. Okay, so we're getting set up pretty good shape there. The attack I really want to show you is this one. This really was a huge attack that set us up for the win. So we had already run one at the attack at this. Chris ran a golem attack, a quad quake, and got 1 star, 85%. That's kind of a typical outcome for this base. We've been attacking this base for months. And it's just really tough to get 3 stars on it with a 9. But Ayaki came in here, ran a really nice attack, pinched his heroes, created a funnel to get the dragons into the middle. They came in, got the 2 stars, and I said this at the end of the war. This really was critical. As you'll see here in a bit. So here. Diddy, nice 3-star attack here. He had 2 really good attacks in this war. Every now and then, you have a really bad war, and every now and then you have a really good war. That's just how it goes. He had a very good war. 100% here, 99% on the other target, and there wasn't anything I would have changed on that attack. Also, it just so happened that he was probably a couple of hero upgrades short of getting 3 stars on that attack, and here he got it. So that was on City 9, and he actually got 99% on City 4. And it was a perfectly good attack. There wasn't any noticeable oops in that. And down here, E-Man ran ground attack and took down a TH9, so really the Golem 9 on 9 is a good attack, Drag 9 on 9, when you can get 3, really well managed attack to pull that off. Granted, this isn't the most upgraded 9, but still you got to be able to manage your troops to pull that off. So we've got some new guys in. There's AMZ, pulled that one off. Now here's a coma, so I'm sure that was an 8 that he hit. This is one of the new guys, Gavin. So Lappin came over and brought 4 or 5 guys from McLean. So Lappin was off with his brother Rob Lapp for a while. They had a clan, and now it seems to have dissolved. So he's picked 4 or 5 of the guys up, brought them over here. They've melded in with us for a couple wars, and doing all right, getting the hang of it. We had some problems in this war early on. It was basically map reading problems, not blaming that on anything, but the problem down here you'll see is they have a TH6 in the last 2 spots, and then it jumps up to TH7. You look at our side, and we had '16. We had a 7, and then we had 4 TH5s from there on down. 2 of those were inactive, so we really needed our guys to drop down, and that was the problem. We weren't dropping quick enough. So Gobble Turk did go down. He or she did the right thing, dropped 17 and 18, but 19 and 20 we had issues with. So we had to have bigger players drop down on those. So Reaver's alt, come as you are, it's only a TH5. Hit these early. Our ZA's alt up in smoke, hit them, couldn't get them. And we had to have bigger guys drop down. So this was one where we really needed a Kotako here, I think it was, to drop down. We didn't apparently communicate very clearly on that one. But that was one you should have taken, 19 and 20. So that was a map reading area, but instead Chosen had to pick one up. And then we had to go up here to Lappin to pick another one up on the bottom. So those were pretty big drops on here. And like I said, that was a map reading area. So anyway, we get to the end of this war. I showed you Ayaki's attack. Then the last 2 attacks. So we were down 50 to 47. And here's the last 2 attacks. So I mentioned this in the DCA war. You don't really want your top 2 guys to have to drill attacks at the end. But here, Reaver came in. He sent a giant in to trip the CC. We didn't have a scout run on this. As soon as he saw it was a hound, he just let loose his attack. If it was a dragon and some loons in there, he'd have held off a little bit until he could lure him into the corner. But now you see he's got it. He still has a couple of wizards in reserve that he's going to add into this kind of cleanup group that's running around the outside. And he still has that one golem up there that's keeping the Wiz Tower busy. Got it huge. So that tied it up. And after that attack went down, I believe we were tied at exactly the same percent destruction also. Then this one was a really unusual city that I hit with air. So we, Akoma, Ayaki's alt, went in and hit this one also with air, trying to get 1 star. So I suggested he come in from the right side for 1 star. He didn't quite make it. And then I had this attack going on over here where, man, hounds out there, drags going everywhere. There's no way you could have mapped this out on a telestrator. The only thing I will say is I intentionally held 2 drags late to take a shot at that town hall, because I've seen this happen before. When you've got that weird buildup around the town hall, quite often the dragons will slide off, which is exactly what they did, and I would have only gotten 1 there. It would have made it a much closer war. Anyway, our opponent still had 3 attacks after this, and you'll see from the event log that they were unable to do anything with their last 3 attacks. So I said Reaver jumped us into a tie. Their number one guy came down and tried to clear E-man, failed. Then I got the two to put us ahead. They still had two more attacks, and they got 90% on AMZ and only 59% on pets in their effort to try and pull this out. So it was a 2-point win, but as you can see, a 2.1 where we didn't have the edge in total destruction. So really, we absolutely had to have 51 to get that one because they had the tiebreaker on us. So anyway, really, really good war here. Wasn't sure we were going to pull it out given how many attacks they had left, but turns out the numbers stood up and it was a very good win.